Hi, this is Dan of Maze for the Megabyte TV channel. Today I'm going to be going over three retro game emulators and showing you how they work and how to load ROMs into them, things like that. So these are the three I've picked. So we've got Kega Fusion, ZSNES and Visual Boy Advance. So I'll start with Kega Fusion. So Kega Fusion is a Sega emulator. Now the good thing about Kega is that it's not just a Mega Drive or Genesis emulator like most of them. It's actually a Master System, Game Gear, Genesis and Sega CD emulator. So if you can get CD images for Sega CD, which I haven't tested it yet, but I'm sure you can get them, then you can load Sega CD games off this as well. You've got multiple options, video options, TV modes and things like that, sound options. You can actually run the sounds at 44.1 kilohertz, which is good because the original Mega Drive doesn't do that. Remember, the Mega Drive was 16-bit. We've got CD drives here for loading CD images and some options and stuff there. So to play games on these, you need to download something called a ROM. Now, a ROM is just an emulated game cartridge. And you see that this supports every platform, so that we can use any Sega ROM file pretty much. So I suggest going to a website called coolrom.com. It's probably the best website for ROMs, or I think it is anyway. So if we go to ROM files and we go down to Sega here, I'll go Sega Genesis. You'll see it's got a whole list of games, all alphabetically ordered, which is handy, and there's just thousands of games on here. I'm just going to pick the Addams Family, just for example. So it shows you a nice screenshot. Now you have to wait about 15 seconds to download these ROMs, but they are excellent ROMs. They're all tested. You definitely won't get any viruses. Now when you download the ROM, you'll get a zip file, and all you have to do, instead of unzipping it, you just save the zip file into the ROM folder, and then you can load the ROM, which is what I'm going to show you now. So if we bring up Kega again, I go File, and we're going to load a Genesis ROM or Mega Drive ROM, and you can see files here. I've just downloaded pretty much everything, and just to show you, let's go Second Samurai. So you click on Samurai. So that's Kega Fusion. Now the next one is ZSNES. This is a Super Nintendo emulator, and you can see that it's got a very sort of different interface, very sort of strange interface, but it's the same thing again. So you download your ROM file, and you can download these again from CoolROM, and then click on load, and then if I go into you go into the directory where your game is located, and then load the ROM from there. Okay, so that's this. And the last one is a Game Boy Advance emulator called Visual Boy Advance, which is definitely the best Game Boy Advance emulator because I've tried all of them. And again, you go to File, and you go to Load Game. I know you don't actually, you go to Open, sorry about that. And then you can go through to your directory, find your ROM, and open that and load that ROM. I do suggest, if you get this one, I do suggest that you go to Filter, and you go to Advance MAME Scale 2 times. This really kind of smooths the graphics out and makes everything a little bit nicer to look at. So there you go, there's your three top picks of retro game emulators: Kega Fusion for Sega Mega Drive, ZSNES for Super Nintendo, and Visual Boy Advance for Game Boy Advance. Now I'll put the link to CoolROM in the description. That will link you to the ROM files, and also you can get all of the emulators that I've talked about today. You can get them on here. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you Sega Genesis. There's Fusion there, Kega Fusion. Okay, so that's the one you'll need to download. So please rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and thanks.